Hello. In this video, we're going to see how we can use Python as kind of a fancy calculator, right, perform some mathematical operations. So let's take a look at that. All right, over here is my console window. It says console. This is the big black box in the bottom right, console, and it's waiting for an input in 16 in this case, and colon. All right, so I can add a couple numbers together. I can just say add 2 and 3, so 2 and then the plus sign as you would expect, right? Returns 5. The decimal point works as you would expect as well, so like I can do 2.0 plus 3, that gives me 5. But this is foreshadowing for a future lesson. Notice that 2 plus 3 gives me 5, and 2.0 plus 3 gives me 5.0 as an output. So actually, those are two slightly different commands, and again, we'll have much more to say about that in a later video. But so the decimal point works as you would expect. The addition sign works as you would expect. So does the subtraction sign, right? 5 minus 3. Parentheses also work, and negative numbers work too. So if I wanted to take 5 minus maybe negative 3, like this, it returns 8 as it should, right? Okay, so then there's multiplication, which is the asterisk. 4 times 3, 12, right? Notice 4.0 times 3 gives me 12.0. Division works as you would expect. 12 divided by 3, right? It's the slash for division next to the shift key. 4.0, interesting. Gave us 4.0. You know, 100 divided by 3 gives us 33.333333 with some rounding or some error there. Okay, I'm going to clear all this just to bring us back to the top. So I'm going to actually type the command clear and hit enter. That takes me back to the top, clears the command window or clears the console. Okay. Now there's exponentiation is the double asterisk. So for example, 2 to the 10th power, 2 double asterisk 10. For all you digital electronics fans, that's of course 1024. If I want 3 squared, right, 3 double asterisk 2. 3 squared is 9. Maybe negative 3 squared, right? Negative 3 double asterisk 2 is also 9. And you can see my use of parentheses here. So we can use parentheses just like we would in math class if I want to do some operation first. But I'm going to get there in a second. I also want to point out a couple more operators that maybe you're not as used to. And the first one would be the modulus, or let's do not the modulus. Let's do integer division first. So integer division is 2 slashes instead of 1. And so if we did, let's say 10 divided by 3, but integer division like this, 10 double slash 3 like that, it returns 3, an integer. It only returns the integer part of that. 10 divided by 3 is 3 remainder 1, or 3 and 1/3. So it's only giving you the 3 back. Like if you did 20 divided by 6, integer division, it gives you 3, because again 20 divided by 6 is 3 remainder 2, right? So it just gives you that quotient, or it gives you the integer part of the quotient. Now you might ask, well, is there a way of just getting the remainder? And there is, and that's the modulus operator, or the percent sign. So for example, 10 percent sign 3 gives us 1, because 10 divided by 3 is 3 remainder 1, so that returns the remainder. And think about, what would 20% sign 6, or we would say 20 modulo 6, what would that return? Pause the video if you want to think about it. That gives us 2, because 20 divided by 6 is 3 remainder 2. Okay, I'm going to clear all that. And in the editor, I'm just going to write some comments for us. And in Python, comments start with the pound sign or the hashtag. And these things are ignored by Python, so it's only for us humans, right? And so I might just, for example, write something like order of operations. And again, you see it kind of lights up in a different color. The computer will ignore this. It does not see this as a command. Later on in the course, we're going to get to writing programs in the editor, right? This is the editor window. And when we write a program, we push run, and all of the lines are executed. But the ones that start with a hashtag or a pound sign, those are just ignored. So I'm just writing some things for us here, over here, like it's a whiteboard or something. So you might ask something like this: if we had the command over here now, back to the console, 3 plus 4 times 2, we might ask, well, what is that going to give us? And of course, we could hit enter to find out. But I want to point out that Python obeys the order of operations. So what it's going to do here is it's going to take the 4 times the 2 plus the 3. So let's remember our order of operations. We remember that as PEMDAS, right? Which was the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take parentheses, right? And then exponents and multiplication, division. And then addition, subtraction, right? And I'm putting addition and subtraction on the same line, and then multiplication and division on the same line, because those orders don't really matter. Right? So this is the order of operations. So you see we did 4 times 2 because multiplication division is given the priority over 3 plus 4. So it does that first, and then it adds the 3. But if we wanted to do the 3 plus 4 first, we could use parentheses as we would in math class, right? And there we go. So now it takes the 3 plus the 4, adds them to make 7, and then times 2 gives us 14. And you might ask, well, where does the 2 new operations come into play? The modulo, the modulus operator, and the integer division. That's also on this line here with division. So this would be integer division as well. Division and modulus. Modulo, right? So all of those things, that's where their precedent is on number 3. So parentheses would come first, exponents, and then all of your division-like things and multiplication. All right, finally, I just want to point out it's okay if you get an error when if you mistype something, like if you said 3 times plus 2, right? Oh, that gives us yeah. How about 3 times divide 2? Yeah. So we get an error here. Syntax errors are okay. Errors are all right. You're not going to break your computer. And so don't worry about it. And you should get errors, actually. If you don't get any errors, you're not doing enough typing. So you could just come back and you look at this. Oh, my fingers got in the way, or I didn't type what I wanted. I really meant 3 times 2, and so the 6. Okay, don't be worried about errors, breaking your computer or anything like that. All right. So that's it for this video, and in the next video we're going to look at variables, and I'll see you then.